Patrick McNeil back here at the intermission of McDonald Auto Hub Cape Breton Eagles hockey, and joined now by a familiar face to Eagles fans, former Eagles captain Declan Smith, now attending St. FX University. Declan, tell us about how school's going, because based on the conversation we had before I hit record, it seems like you're doing more in-person stuff than I would have thought.
Yeah, Pat. Right now at X, I'm not sure the percentage, but it's number one in Canada right now for in-person classes. So all my classes right now are in person. Some are still online, but I think the majority is in class.
Worked out, obviously, because you originally drafted by St. John, but it was part of the Olivier LeBlanc trade they brought you over. You didn't actually play any games in St. John, but you do obviously have a good career with Cape Breton. How much do you think that trade meant to your success that you had in the league?
I think it played a lot, honestly. Just being closer to home and being somewhere more comfortable, I think, for my setting. I think it had a huge role.
You, of course, were at the center of a story that caught a lot of people's attention. Unfortunately, your mother passed away in your 20-year-old year, and you had the game-winning goal in your first game back. It was a very emotional moment. I know that meant a lot to you, but were you surprised at the attention that ended up getting? I think you were on Bar Down. Everything, really, people were captivated by that story.
I had no idea. Just later on, I think after the game, I was just spending my time with my teammates, obviously, and I had checked my phone a couple hours later, and it was just blown up. I just didn't really know what to expect, and I didn't think any of that would happen. I didn't think it was on Don Cherry too, and it was pretty cool. All the recognition it got, it was definitely special.
I try to put myself in those shoes. Very difficult to lose someone like that at a young age like yourself. But in addition to your coping, now you're home in Antigonish. How much has that meant to the rest of your family, being back with your dad and your brother? How much does your presence back in Antigonish mean to them, and what's a different time for you guys?
I think it's just having a sense of safety, right? Everyone now in my family is at home, especially during the pandemic. So I think just knowing that I'm not too far away is definitely probably helping them out, and it's definitely helping me out too as well.
That's certainly something that's going to stay in your mind forever. I'm sure the goal against Gatineau in the playoffs in 2017 is another big memory. And being the captain of the Eagles for the last, those are obviously some highlights. What else stands out from your 4 years in Cape Breton?
I think just my favorite part of it all was just the connections you make and the memories, not just on the ice, but off. The amount of long-term friends that I made, not just only on my team, on other teams, and even in the community of Sydney. I think that was probably one of the biggest highlights of playing there, for sure.
Obviously, players grow up wanting to play pro hockey. That's the dream. But growing up in Antigonish, was that something you thought could happen down the road, playing for St. FX? Was that a dream of yours, perhaps, too?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, everyone loves the NHL and wants to play pro hockey. Growing up, that's probably the ultimate goal. But when I was a kid, I was doing all those St. FX camps, and I was going to all the St. FX games and stuff. I really looked up to those players as well, and I always wanted to play St. FX hockey if I knew nothing would work out with pro.
Tell us about your first year. You were St. FX's Rookie of the Year, so that was obviously a sign you had a good season. Tell us about that first year, and also what the protocol is like now, because I know there's no games, but is there any team functions going on?
Last year, we didn't quite have the year we wanted. We were out first round against Moncton, so it's just trying to reset this year. And this year so far, we're allowed having practices and workouts, but they're pretty strict on the rules. Everybody's got to be in their space at all times in the workouts. You got to wipe down everything. And earlier this week, we had to take shifts in the dressing room getting ready, but I think today now we're allowed all getting ready together. So right now, there's no game scheduled, but hopefully in January we'll be able to get the ball rolling.